dream it all. Listen close and join my song. Gentle stories all night long. Snuggle in and rest your head. Magic dreams will now be spread. Close your eyes so calm and bright. Now begins our dream. Now begins our dream.
Lulu and the Painter of the Skies. When Lulu awoke that morning, the world felt strange. The air was quiet, the grass damp with mist, but the sky above her was empty. No soft blue, no sunrise pink, not even the faintest trace of gold. Just a pale, endless gray that seemed to have forgotten what light was supposed to feel like. She stood on the hill and blinked. Even her own wool looked dull, as though someone had gently erased the glow from everything. "Where have all the colors gone?" she whispered. A cool breeze stirred, brushing against her ears like a sigh. It carried with it a faint humming sound, not a song, exactly, but the echo of one that used to exist. Lulu turned toward the wind. Perched on a broken fence post stood a bird made of air and motion, his feathers shifting like invisible threads of current. Only the faint shimmer of his outline betrayed his form. "You can hear it too," the bird said softly. His voice sounded like wind passing through leaves, the silence where color used to sing. Lulu tilted her head. "Who are you?" "I'm Soren," the bird said, spreading translucent wings that stirred the mist. "I am made of wind, and I once carried the Himmelsmaler's colors across the sky. But now the colors are gone, and I can no longer see the world I move through." "The Himmelsmaler?" Lulu asked. Soren nodded, his outline rippling. "The Painter of the Skies. Each morning, he brushed dawn into the clouds and gave the evening its warmth. But his brushes have gone still. Without him, the light has no melody." Lulu's wool shivered. "Then we have to find him." Before Soren could answer, a faint sparkle drifted through the fog, a fluttering glow like a raindrop turned into light. A butterfly hovered beside them, its wings shimmering faintly with rainbow reflections that flickered and dimmed like memories. Her voice was soft and musical. "You're both searching for color, aren't you?" she asked. "I am Vera, keeper of faded hues. I can bring color back to life, but only when I feel hope nearby." Lulu smiled warmly. "Then we'll give you all the hope you need." Vera's wings fluttered once, sending a small ripple of faint color through the mist. "If you wish to find the painter, we must follow the path of the lost hues. They fall like rain into the valley of gray mirrors. There, every color that ever lived hides in reflection." Soren's shape flickered brighter. "The valley lies beyond the sleeping winds. It won't be easy." Lulu looked up at the blank sky, her eyes steady. "Then we'll walk together." The bird of wind took to the air, his invisible feathers stirring life into the stillness. Vera followed, leaving a faint trail of soft rainbow glimmers. Lulu trotted after them, her hooves brushing dew that shone faintly, the first hint of blue peeking through the morning haze. And for the first time in many days, the wind carried the echo of color once more. The mist thickened as Lulu and her friends moved onward. The world around them was made of silver fog and soft echoes. The ground shimmered faintly, as if it remembered light but couldn't recall its name. Soren glided above, wings of invisible currents slicing through the air. "This place used to be bright," he said quietly. "When the painter's brush touched the sky, every puddle here turned to glass, and the clouds painted themselves in reflection." Vera fluttered near Lulu's ear, her wings pulsing faint, ghostly shades of color. But when the painter stopped, the reflections turned hollow. They now hold fragments of colors that can't escape. Lulu looked around. The valley was wide, filled with pools of water, perfectly still, perfectly gray. Each one mirrored her face, but dimly, as though she were fading from herself. "It feels sad here," she whispered. "The mirrors grieve for what they once reflected," Coraline murmured. Then Lulu blinked, remembering Coraline was far away now, beneath the sea. The thought made her smile softly. "Each place has its keeper," she thought, "and every keeper just needs to be heard." She stepped closer to the nearest pool and gazed down. Beneath the surface, faint ripples of color shimmered, pale traces of blue, rose, and gold, trapped under a film of gray. "They're still here," Lulu said. "The colors, they haven't vanished. They're just hiding." Vera fluttered lower, touching the surface with the tip of her glowing wing. The water rippled faintly, releasing a single bubble that rose and popped in silence. A small thread of turquoise light escaped, vanishing into the fog above. The butterfly gasped. "It worked! It's faint, but it's alive." Soren tilted his head. If each pool hides a lost color, perhaps they're waiting for someone to remind them who they were. Lulu's will caught a soft shimmer as she smiled. "Then we'll remind them." She began to hum, softly at first, a tune that sounded like dawn breathing for the first time. Vera's wings glowed brighter, catching the rhythm, scattering flecks of pink and gold into the mist. Soren circled above, his movements shaping the air into gentle spirals. The wind began to move again, carrying their song across the valley. The pools trembled. Colors rippled beneath the surface like waking eyes. The gray sheen cracked in places, and light began to bloom upward: rose, amber, violet. The reflections of the sky filled with soft movement, and the clouds above responded, blushing faintly. Soren's outline shimmered stronger. "It's working, the colors are hearing us." Vera fluttered higher, laughter in her voice. "They're dancing." The valley brightened, the mist swirling in ribbons of pale gold. Yet, as Lulu looked farther ahead, she saw one large pool in the distance, darker than all the rest. No light touched it, no reflection stirred. That one, Vera whispered. That's the first mirror. It holds the painter's own reflection. When he stopped painting, his colors sank there. Soren landed lightly beside Lulu, his form pulsing faint blue. If we wake that one, the sky itself will remember how to breathe. Lulu's wool shimmered with determination. Then that's where we'll go. The air shimmered with faint hues as they made their way toward the silent pool. The ground beneath their feet reflected hints of lavender and dawn pink, each step breathing more color into the fog. And though the valley was still quiet, Lulu could swear she heard something faint, like the heartbeat of a brush touching canvas far, far away. The gray mist parted as Lulu, Soren, and Vera approached the largest pool. It was vast, so still that it looked like glass carved into the earth. Yet unlike the others, it showed no reflection at all. No sky, no faces, no hint of movement. It was as if the world had ended inside it. Lulu stood at its edge, her hooves just brushing the water. It feels empty, she whispered, like it's waiting for something that forgot to arrive. Soren circled above her, the faint shimmer of his form disturbed by the silence. This is the first mirror, he said softly, the place where the painter once mixed the first sunrise. His reflection lived here, his colors, his breath, his purpose. Vera hovered beside Lulu's cheek, her glow dimming slightly. When he stopped painting, his reflection vanished. The sky became hollow, and the world forgot what warmth looked like. Lulu looked down at the still surface. Then maybe we can help it remember. She knelt, gazing into the void. It was strange. When she looked closely, she could almost see faint motion beneath the dark. A ripple, a shadow, a shape. Then, suddenly, the water stirred. A low hum rippled through the ground beneath them, soft but powerful. Soren's wings flicked sharply. Be careful. Something's waking. From within the pool, a shimmer began to rise, slow, cautious, fragile. Colors emerged in swirling patterns, gold melting into crimson, blue into violet, green into light. And in their midst appeared a faint shape, a hand, gentle and trembling, made of mist and color blended together. Lulu's breath caught. Is that the painter? The shape flickered. Its voice carried not through sound, but through feeling. Who remembers my sky? Lulu stepped forward without fear. We do, she said softly. The sea told me about dreams that forget themselves. But I think colors are the same, they just need someone to see them again. The hand trembled, its outline wavering like brushstrokes caught in wind. I lost my hues, my hope. The world turned quiet when no one looked up anymore. Vera fluttered closer, her voice warm. Then look at us. We still see you. We still want your colors to return. The surface of the mirror rippled. For a moment, faint light spread outward, but it faltered, fading again into gray. Soren's form dimmed. He's too weak. He needs the colors we've already awakened. Lulu nodded quickly. Then let's give them back. She turned toward the valley, where all the other pools shimmered faintly in the distance. She took a deep breath and began to hum once more, a melody soft as wind through dawn clouds. The song carried across the valley, touching every mirror they had passed. One by one, they began to glow again, soft pinks, oranges, violets, golds, each sending a ribbon of color streaming toward the first mirror. The ribbons reached the dark water and sank into it like rivers of light. The pool trembled, its surface alive with swirling motion. The painter's outline grew stronger, brighter, his form now a tall silhouette of shifting color, eyes like twin suns dawning behind clouds. His voice echoed softly. I feel them, the hues of morning, the warmth of evening. You brought them home. Vera's wings sparkled with tears of light. Then paint again, she whispered. The painter raised his hand, and for the first time in countless days, he reached toward the sky. The mirror erupted in light. Color burst upward, racing through the valley, rivers of gold and rose and azure streaking into the heavens. The clouds above caught fire with brilliance, their edges glowing like brushstrokes made of joy. The air shimmered, alive with sound, scent, and warmth. Soren cried out, his form flickering bright. The sky is waking. Lulu shielded her eyes, laughing softly as the light swept over her. It's beautiful. The painter's voice came one last time, gentle as wind. Every color lives in those who remember wonder. Thank you, little one. Then his reflection faded back into the mirror, leaving only his colors behind, now free, now alive. Vera fluttered upward, painting trails of rainbow in her wake. Soren soared beside her, his body now outlined in living light. Lulu gazed at the sky, where the sun was rising for the first time in forever, painting the clouds with every hue she could name and many she could not. The world above was no longer gray. The air shimmered, touched by colors so alive they seemed to breathe. The valley that once slept beneath mist now glowed in hues of dawn, rose and amber, violet and silver blue, all shifting like waves of living light. Lulu stood at the edge of the first mirror, her reflection bathed in warmth. She blinked up at the sky, which now rippled with moving color as if it were alive again, exhaling joy after a long, dreamless sleep. Vera circled above her head, scattering tiny arcs of light with each beat of her wings. It's singing again, she said. Can you hear it? Lulu tilted her ears. The sky really was singing, a faint hum that carried through the clouds, deep and endless, like the sound of a brush sweeping across canvas. Soren, glowing faintly now with streaks of soft turquoise, hovered beside them. That's the painter's breath, he said. Every gust of wind, every color in the air, it's his gift returning to motion. Lulu smiled. Then he's still here, isn't he? Just painting from somewhere we can't see. Soren nodded. Always. They began to walk together through the newly shining valley. Each pool now reflected vibrant skies, some morning bright, others tinged with twilight colors that shouldn't have existed at the same time, yet did. The reflections shimmered like doorways to other moments, each one whispering softly as Lulu passed. The sky remembers your touch, one seemed to murmur. Another rippled gently, the color of courage, that's what you brought. Vera fluttered down to rest on Lulu's back, her tiny body warm against Lulu's wool. He'll keep painting as long as someone keeps believing in color, she said. That's what hope does, it mixes with light. Lulu looked up again. The sky now stretched forever, pale gold at the horizon, fading into soft blues and deep violets. But at its heart, she could see faint, sweeping patterns like brushstrokes in motion, endlessly creating and dissolving. A breeze stirred around them, warm and playful. Soren spread his wings, laughing softly. The wind's voice is free again. I can feel it rushing through me. Vera twirled above, leaving faint rainbow trails that melted into the air. Then go, Soren, carry the sky's colors across the world again. Soren looked at Lulu, the shimmer of his form radiant now. Will you walk beneath them, little dreamer? Lulu smiled, her wool glowing faintly in the light. Always. With a gentle cry, Soren soared upward, slicing through the newly born clouds. His wings caught the light, scattering it across the sky like 1,000 tiny prisms. The colors followed him, blooming into ribbons that spread from horizon to horizon. Vera fluttered beside Lulu's face. He's painting with flight, she whispered. Lulu nodded, her eyes glistening. And you? The butterfly smiled. I'll stay a while longer. Someone needs to remind the flowers what color feels like. They both laughed softly. Around them, the valley was transforming, flowers unfurling from gray soil, their petals catching the reflected light. Trees shimmered with hints of rose gold on their leaves, and the pools of water began to ripple like mirrors made of living glass. The world was remembering itself. Soren's shadow passed above, tracing a bright arc through the morning air. Lulu followed it with her eyes until it vanished into the clouds. She breathed deeply, tasting color in the air, sweet like fruit, soft like morning rain. Then she whispered, as much to the sky as to herself, "Thank you, painter. Thank you for coming back." And the wind answered her with warmth, with light, with song. The sun hung higher now, bathing the valley in soft warmth. Dewdrops glittered like jewels on the grass, each one holding a tiny rainbow inside. The once gray pools sparkled as if they had been waiting centuries just to shimmer again. Everywhere Lulu looked, color seemed to breathe alive, shifting, joyful. She stood at the center of it all, her wool catching faint gold and rose as the morning light danced across her. Vera rested on a nearby flower, her wings glowing faintly with reflected hues. Soren circled high above, a ribbon of light tracing his flight against the reborn sky. It feels like the world is smiling, Lulu said softly. Vera nodded, because it remembers what love looks like, and love always has color. Lulu looked up at the sky. The vast blue stretched endlessly now, streaked with new shades that had never existed before, gentle lilacs melting into peach, soft silver weaving through gold. And there, just for an instant, she thought she saw a hand of light move across the heavens, one great brushstroke painting warmth into being. Soren's voice drifted down from above. He's painting again. The painter lives in every color that shines. Lulu felt her heart swell. Then the world will never be gray again. Vera fluttered closer, her wings scattering tiny drops of light that landed on Lulu's wool. Not as long as you remember. A soft breeze stirred the flowers. Their petals swayed in rhythm, whispering like tiny voices. Lulu leaned down and listened. They were humming, quietly, in the same tune she had sung to awaken the colors. She smiled. The sky kept the song. Soren descended in a spiral, his invisible feathers glowing faint blue and rose. Every sunrise will carry it. Every breeze will hum your melody. Lulu looked around once more, at the mirrored pools now alive with color, at the flowers bending toward the light, at the sky alive with living paint. Then my work here is done, she whispered. Vera perched gently on her nose. No, little dreamer, it's only begun. Wherever you go, you carry the painter's gift now, to see the world not as it is, but as it can be. Lulu's eyes softened. Then I'll share it with everyone who's forgotten how to look up. A playful gust circled around her, warm and full of laughter. Soren's wings shimmered, scattering new shades into the sky. The wind will guide you, he said. Vera twirled once, leaving a final ring of light before flying upward to chase the colors across the horizon. Lulu watched them go, her heart calm and full. The valley glowed behind her like a painting come alive, a gift returned to the world. She turned toward the distant hills, where new light waited to be found, and whispered softly, "Wherever the color fades, I'll help it remember." The wind carried her words upward, and for a moment, the sky itself seemed to answer, a shimmer, a ripple, and one final brushstroke of brilliant gold. And so, beneath the painter's endless sky, Lulu walked on, a tiny sheep with a heart full of color, following the trail of dreams that would never fade again.
Now it's quiet, night is near. Drift away through stars so clear. Lulu whispers soft and bright. Sleep so well and good night. Sweetest dreams will softly flow. Lulu stays with you, you know, till we meet again, my dear. Let your dreams keep drawing. till we meet again, my dear. Let your dreams keep drawing